Well, Delphos is one of 6 parishes that is on the Diocese of Toledo Relics Tour. And joining us today to tell us all about it, Father Dennis Walsh with Delphos St. John Catholic Church. And thanks for joining us, Father.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Okay, so what's this Relics Tour all about? Tell us about this.
Well, last year, the bishops of the United States have called for a sort of a Eucharistic revival. Just kind of to reanimate and foster a sense of devotion to the Eucharist. So as Catholics, we believe that the Eucharist is an essential part of our faith, that the bread and wine at Mass are transformed into the body and blood of Christ. So this year and next year are part of a Eucharistic revival, and part of that is to choose 2 saints who have been known for their devotion to the Eucharist. Those relics are traveling throughout the whole country, and next week we're blessed to have them in our own Diocese of Toledo. And Bishop Thomas has asked us here in Delphos to host those relics for Wednesday on the 26th of April here in Delphos.
Okay, so a variety of masses and prayer services and ways to honor these relics. But let's talk about, there's 2 of them that are coming. So let's talk about them, please.
Sure. So we have Blessed Carlo Acutis and also St. Miguel Gonzalez Garcia. Probably of the 2 of them, to be very honest, I've never heard of St. Manuel Gonzalez Garcia until the bishop said that his relics were coming here. But Blessed Carlo Acutis, just a young man. Most times we think of saints who are old and lived 100, 200 years ago, but Carlo just died in 2006. His mother is still living, died of leukemia at the age of 15. His parents were not particularly religious, but Carlo always had a special grace that he was very close to the Lord his entire life, and kind of a computer geek, loved video games, used his passion for computers to promote the Eucharist, developed a website that's still maintained today of Eucharistic miracles that took place throughout the whole world. So Carlo is really a remarkable young man, just a great witness to a devotion to the Eucharist and a real friendship with the Lord from a very early age. A real inspiration to young people in his life.
Yeah, I think it's kind of neat that you do have, Carlos, that younger person, and then the Saint Garcia, he's a little bit older, so there's the contrast of both ages, right?
Correct. So Manuel Gonzalez Garcia was just an older priest who went to a church that was in disrepair, and the place where we reserved the Eucharist after Mass is called the Tabernacle, and the church was in disrepair. The story is there are cobwebs around the tabernacle. So not only was it physically in disrepair, but the parish was spiritually in disrepair. So he spent a lot of work promoting devotion to the Eucharist. His entire priesthood led to the revival of his parish, and had a great ministry of promoting the Eucharist in his lifetime.
Okay, so you kind of mentioned it before, but, again, tell us the reason why then that this is coming to Delphos, and why people might want to come to the church on the 26th to see and be a part of some of these masses and prayer services. Sure.
The bishop asked us to host them here in Delphos primarily because we have a school, so we have a lot of young people here in Delphos. So I think the hope is that Carlo Acutis will be an inspiration to a lot of young people in the area, especially. But it's important, I think, just because we take the Eucharist for granted as Catholics. It's always been there in our life, but this tour of these relics reminds us of the great work and the great witness that so many people in our faith tradition have had toward the Eucharist. And we just hope that people in the parish and in the surrounding area just grow an appreciation of the great gift that we have in the Eucharist.
All right, what an honor for you guys to host the tour. Thank you, Father Walsh, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.